when KLCC was built and it was ready in the mid-90s, it is kebanggaan, I suppose. It's something we proud about.
For one, it's an iconic symbol for progress and modernity.
For Malaysia, the Twin Towers symbolize the progress of this nation of 22 million people. We are not a big country or a very rich one, but we build what we can afford. And we can afford the Twin Towers, as we can afford the state-of-the-art airport, Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, and the rest. As you know, all these so-called mega projects have not weakened us financially, that we have to beg for money. We resolve our financial problem on the basis of our own financial strength. A country needs something to look up to, and we certainly have to look up to see the towers.
Welcome to the heart of Malaysia's economy and cultural hub, where history meets innovation. Today, we embark on a journey through time to explore the story behind one of the nation's most iconic symbols of progress and vision. The Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. In the late 20th century, Malaysia stepped forward on a visionary path towards economic development and global recognition. Central to this ambition was Vision 2020, a transformative initiative aimed at propelling Malaysia into a developed nation status by the year 2020. Inaugurated in 31 August 1999, the Petronas Twin Towers stood 6 years, each tower built separately at first and over 6 billion to build. The work of the first phase probably began in 1992 to 1993 with a 1,483 feet, 88-story tall twin towers as the center stage of attraction. On a land that was once the memory of notorious traffic jams along Jalan Ampang during horse racing days at the Selangor Turf Club in the 1970-1919 is now a distant echo of the past. In understanding how the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre KLCC, a mere building, reflects our socio-economic status, we should go through Malaysia's aspiration in the 90s, where Malaysia was still rising from below and aimed high for development and modernization.
Malaysia should not be developed only in the economic sense. It must be a nation that is fully developed along all the dimensions: economically, politically, socially, spiritually, psychologically, and culturally.
Vision 2020 was an ambitious development plan launched by Malaysia's fourth Prime Minister, then Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, in 1991. The vision aimed to transform Malaysia into a fully developed nation by the year 2020. It outlines several key objectives and aspirations, including 1. Achieving developed nation status. Vision 2020 aimed to elevate Malaysia from its status as a middle-income country to that of a high-income, fully developed nation. 2. Economic growth and industrialization. The vision emphasized the importance of sustained economic growth driven by industrialization, technological advancement, and innovation. 3. Human capital development. Vision 2020 recognized the significance of investing in education, skills development, and healthcare to empower the Malaysian workforce and enhance productivity. So, how does KLCC, a building, signify our socio-economic status?
Earlier times at KLCC, it was costly to go to work. But in later years of my employment, I enjoyed a bit better salaries. And my eldest daughter also had started working for Petronas by late 1998. KLCC Twin Towers did play a part together.
The establishment of KLCC offers job opportunities and became the primary tourist attraction that generates revenue for the country. Also, as KLCC stands as symbol of progress and modernity, it became the catalyst for many other skyscrapers to come and develop of urban planning in KL.
There are many new buildings, modern buildings being built and constructed after KLCC. I guess KLCC is kind of the center of attraction, the icon, where most developers wants to get the view of KLCC.
Another interviewee, Encik Sharif, has a similar response as Encik Muhammad bin Manap. Both of them recognize the positive outcomes of KLCC in terms of job creation and poverty reduction.
Besides job opportunities, KLCC created a significant centre for the retail hub in Klang Valley. A nucleus of activity and opportunity, KLCC has become a point of reference and indeed an urban centre node, reflecting a collective layer of the city.
The planning of KLCC not only successfully transformed our city into a modern metropolitan, it redefined our social well-being by creating major opportunities and important tourist location.
Let's consider the diverse perspective that contribute to our understanding. Lee is the third generation running the Youth Key restaurants in Jalan Kamunting, Chowkit, Kuala Lumpur. The shop was started by his late grandfather, Lee Tai, a first-generation immigrant from Hainan Island, China, on January 15, 1928. This restaurant has operated for almost 100 years.
Being here full time 20 years, so tapi I have seen how the area has changed. This was primarily, that road is the commerce lah. You would have like the shoes bit, you would have the pajak, I think there was one, there was a shop selling carpets, there was a shop kedai runcit got 2 or 3, there was another coffee shop across the road. In terms of changing the environment socio-economically, there was a time when this road, because all the people moved out, penduduk dia dah keluar, left the city because it's not a place to raise your kids, right? You know what I mean? And a lot of them were, I think, still rented properties. So at one point, the landlords nak ambil balik because they want to jack up the rent. They want to do it, convert it for business use. So a lot have shifted out, either migrated to different countries or different places, PJ, Subang, Shah Alam. And at one point, this whole road was very quiet. So a lot of it was vacant. What we're seeing now is only in the last, since 2017, only it started to kembang sekali, you know.
The owner of Youth Key restaurants reflects on the transformations of the surroundings area, noting shift in demographics and economics activities over the decades. He mentions the decline of traditional businesses and the emergence of modern developments like skyscrapers and hotels.
We have heard stories from generations who observed the inauguration. But what about the younger generations? 15 Malaysian young respondents feel that KLCC reflects Malaysian growth due to its architecture and splendor, but 2 are unsure. While 1 disagrees with the statement due to the economic disparity between KLCC and the surrounding neighborhood. 12 Malaysian youth respondents say that KLCC has transformed Malaysia's socio-economic situation since the KLCC is more than just a tourist attraction. It also features businesses and stores that attract not only tourists but also locals to spend their money. For the foreign residents of Malaysia, 2 foreign respondents see KLCC as a tourist attraction, while 1 believes it as a center for the Malaysian economy. However, One of the international respondents assumed that KLCC was just a building.
While there are numerous supporters of development and economic growth, there are also those who express criticism towards the inauguration of KLCC. This is due to concerns about the potential negative effects, including the socio-economic inequalities.
Do we need it? Again, the same question is, do we need the Warisan Tower, the Merdeka Tower right now? Do we need TRS? So a lot of questions are, do we need this? Because I feel that there's overdevelopment in Shell, because there's all concentrated in Shell. But we don't do, the development should be a little bit more spread out, but every developing country is the same. And nobody wants to invest on development out of the urban areas. So I think that we need to find a holistic approach. I think we need to balance it out. Kena ada seimbangan. We need to also improve the quality of life.
There are still so many groups which have not benefited from this development. The marginalized keeps being marginalized, even those who manage to join this new socio-economic status. Yes, their economy is better than their parents but still not rich. They manage to survive with a little surplus. The rich keeps getting too rich.
From interviewees, apart from the obvious magnificent existence of KLCC for socio-economic, we can also conclude that the cost of living in Kuala Lumpur is high due to rapid growth, but areas outside of Kuala Lumpur are still in process of growing. National growth could be categorized as non-linear progression as well as inequitable distribution.
As we conclude our discussion on the inauguration of KLCC and its reflection on Malaysia's socio-economic landscape, the KLCC development represents a significant chapter in Malaysia's history, full of both successes and setbacks. It serves as a symbol of progress in economic growth, attracting tourists and investment. To make Malaysia's future more sustainable and open to everyone, we need to understand its past importance and deal with current problems related to its growth. Apart from being a catalyst for development, KLCC also started the growth of skyscrapers that now development becomes excessive and unnecessary, which the public hopes government could have looked at the real economic issues rather than adding more unnecessary buildings.
So do you believe that 2020 is still achievable, or you need a new target?
When I stepped down in 2003, I believed that we could achieve Vision 2020. Unfortunately, the succeeding prime ministers changed all the policies and the methods that we had used in order to grow the country. So from 2003 to 2018, we find that the policies were not compatible with achieving Vision 2020. I don't think we can achieve it in 2020. Maybe slightly longer than that.
So, the final and bigger question: how far is KLCC as testament to the national development and catalyst for socio-economic Malaysians when Vision 2020 is filled?
Baliknya tumpuan ialah untuk memberi income yang tinggi.
Regardless, as KLCC continues to evolve, it remains a symbol of Malaysia's aspirations and resilience in the face of change. Together, we shape the future of our nation.